When I say that I'll play all fighting games, I mean it. And that includes Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which actually has way more in common with traditional fighting games than you might think. Hope y'all are doing well. Which is part of the reason I was able to get top 100 on the leaderboards after a couple days of playing, despite never playing an arena fighter online before. So in this video, I want to share 10 tips that help me and can help you ascend the ranks fast. And so the first thing, the training mode's pretty bad in this game compared to fighting games. So unfortunately, I have to use 2 controllers to show things off. So things might be a little janky, but bear with me, right? So the number one mistake people make, they just mash square, which to be fair, it's pretty good. That's the starter of your combo, and you can mash square, but what you need to do is what's called a hit confirm in fighting game terms, which is after you hit square 4 times, don't commit to the 5th square unless you know it's gonna hit. So take for example here, that was 5 squares, and you see how that 5th hit has like a lot of reel back? That means it's punishable and block, which means that if Goku here does all 5 hits, and Kefla just mashed a square, that combo that Kefla gets is guaranteed because that move is punishable on block. So never commit to this 5-hit string unless you see it hit, right? Which is, it's easily doable. That hit and that can go into the string. And then you can like go from your combo there. So instead, you have a lot of different options you can do. If you want to beat up scrubs, the number one way to do that is cancel this 4 hits into this charge up kick, right? Or this charge like up punch. And then you can just mash punch after. Like you can just mash square after, and that's guaranteed. And the reason is that even if they're guarding against this move, it's like a guaranteed guard break. As long as you're holding up and square. And even if they like try attacking back, they just get hit. You can low block that though. Are you guys sure about that? What? Okay, you know what? You're the GOAT. You're actually the GOAT. Why does down block work there? I'll hold that. I'll hold that. So anyways, what I recommend, never commit to this full string. Go into this up plus triangle charge, which can be low blocked actually. Or if you want to mix up, you can do this down square, which can be high blocked. Both of those are really good to do instead of going into this full string. And there's also other options when you get higher level. You can do like square, 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 dash, and then like continue pressure like that. You can do this into like key blast to beta perception. There's a bunch of different things you can do on block. Just never, ever, ever go into this on block. And you'll already be better than 50% of the population that plays this game. Can you react to both and punish? It's mental stack. You can, once you get better, you can partial charge these. So you don't need the full charge. You could do like a partial charge. And it's a lot harder to react to. See, like that? Like, I don't think you can react to that. And it still gives you the high-low. All right, tip number two is stop fake combos. Now, combos look really cool. And if you go online, you go on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of cool combos that all look really promising. This popped up on my feed today. Not to call this guy out specifically, a lot of people are making this mistake because the training mode in this game is very bad. This looks like a really cool combo, right? Really long. There's a lot of like different moves you can do here, but only some of this is actually a true combo. This is part of the reason we are using 2 controllers. So let me show you what that exact combo looks like against a person that knows how to block, right? That's the combo. That's where the combo ends. There's a few different combo rules to keep in mind. One is you get 1 square triangle. So these square triangles, they have like different, how do I say, purposes, right? You can only land 1 of them on front turn in a combo. If you try to link 2 of them, they just won't work. So you see how like if I don't have my hand on the controller, the combo works. But again, any good opponent, they're gonna be guarding or they're gonna be mashing perception, right? So while this works on a training dummy, it doesn't work on a real person. So this is an example of a comeback I made, right? This combo here is all real because it's hitting back turn. For whatever reason, if there's back turn, there's a lot more hit stun. They can vanish some parts of the combo. They could try to Z counters parts of the combo. But in terms of blocking or perception, this is all real. The only thing they could do here is Z counter. So basically, if you get the back shots, go crazy. If it's just from the front, be really careful about any extension you're gonna do. The other thing you can do is you can play this like mini game where you can like keep doing these dashes in front. Like you can do this kind of stuff, right? But that can all be guarded if they guess right. It's kind of like a 50-50 where they can like block high, block low. Don't worry about it now because I don't recommend doing this. I actually recommend like if just stick with the super basic combos when you're starting out, unless you're in the back. Because there's a move called Perception. This move is insanely strong. This is probably, it's like, think of it as like a Street Fighter 6 drive parry, except it's insanely good. So Perception is bounce to circle button. Characters do like this little wind up stance. It costs a little key. This is insanely good. So anytime you're doing like these like rushes, for example, you'll just get perception counter. There's no mix up, right? So a lot of time, what I actually recommend you doing is use perception like crazy on defense. And you can actually hold guard, just press circle during the middle of a block string, and then you'll just get perception like that, right? It's insanely good, and please abuse this, right? There's very few ways to beat this. And even like after this, you can get a combo here. And you get pretty good damage, you get Oki, you do a lot of cool stuff, right? Because Perception's so good, and you can basically use it anytime they're blocking or anytime they approach. Like literally people will like dash up and they'll do a jab and I'll just Perception. That's how good Perception is. That was just me perceptioning. And there's like a few different ways that Perception look based on like what you counter, right? So for example, if I just like counter a regular jab, like I just get this, but you still get a full combo after, right? And if you're really good, and we do the stuff we talked about before, you get the back, you can do the back turn combos, right? And then leads into extra damage. So you might be asking yourself, how do you beat Perception? Because Perception is so strong, you're running into people that use this move a lot. Now there's a few ways that I like to beat Perception. One is if you dash around it. So here, I'm gonna have Vegito. Oh, fuck. So I'd say the most obvious way is you just Ki Blast it, right? So if you Ki Blast, of course, Perception happens there, right? But anytime they do this, you can just hit them with Ki for free, right? Some characters can get a combo after a Ki Blast, some can't. You gotta be really careful because like if you try to get a combo and you miss it, see that actually comboed, right? That comboed. But if I drop the combo, then you'll get Perception anyways. So you gotta be really careful, lab out the timing, but that's the main way you beat is you just do a Ki Blast into an attack, and if you time it right, you'll beat Perception. Second easiest, I think, is throws. Now, throws I don't think are very strong in this game because really the only thing they beat is Perception, or just like people falling asleep blocking. But you can do a throw for classic controls, just as R1 plus square, and that will beat Perception. And you can tack on a little extra damage after the throw by pressing like triangle and then circle after. I just mash it out. Some characters can get more triangles. Any of these like send away states, I don't know what they're called, but you can land a super. But of course you need the meter to get a super. But you just mash out the super, right? But yeah, you can get some pretty good damage here. The other cool thing you can do, if they're holding Perception like this, right? You can just dash around them, and then you get a back shot combo, right? Oh fuck, I missed the back shot. Something like that when they died. Yeah, I could have continued the combo. But they're all really strong ways to beat Perception. But because all of these like kind of require resources, or like in terms of like side steps or grabbing. Yeah, so let's say I have Kefla here go for a grab, and I have Vegito like just sidestep. Then they whiff the grab, you get a full punch, right? If you notice someone's always doing Perception, then you have to play around it. Okay, I've heard this LPT. Everyone's saying Perception loses the charged smash attack. That's not true. The only thing it actually loses to is perfect smash. In order for it to counter smash attacks, you do need 1 bar, a meter. So like, let's say I have 1 bar and then Kefla does a charged smash. This happens, right? So like, you don't actually, in my opinion, like even though it wastes a bar, you don't want to be doing charged smash against Perception unless they have 0 bar, right? But it will, if you do a perfect smash though, it will win. And I think at very high level, this is what's gonna happen is people get really good at perfect smash and it'll deter Perception usage. But because perfect smash is kind of hard and you have to set it up, I think it's gonna take a little bit of time for people to get there. Tip number 5, this move is freaking insane. I'll call this like the four horsemen of DBZ. If number one's perception, number two is this super quick super dash. I'm not sure what it is, but it's when you hold R2, press X twice on standard, and you get right behind them. Now this is really good because it punishes a lot of different things. So let's say, for example, they're just key charging. You get a foot, and they're in the back, right? So you get a more guaranteed combo. Very, very strong. Use this a lot, especially when you think they're gonna key charge, or they're just like playing far away, or they're like using key blast, right? It punishes so many different things, and you really need to use it. So you might be wondering, because this is so strong, how do you beat it? And I like to think of it as like a Street Fighter 6 drive rush, where if your reactions are on point, you just jab out, right? So if you can react to the super dash, you can actually just jab it before they can jab you. Let me see if I can actually do it. Oh, actually, I don't know if you can. I've been doing this to opponents, but like, it's not working very well. Yo, anyone want to help me lab like straight up? This is actually painful, bro. This is actually painful. Anyone got time to help me lab?
You want to keep training with me?
All right, yo, Infer, you down? All right, let's do it. Oh my god, this is fucking painful, bro. Yo, Infer, what up, what up? Oh my god, bro, this fucking this fucking training mode, man.
Yeah, it's pretty scuffed.
It's a shame because I think this game, like, I think it's really good.
It is good.
Like, I think there's a lot of love into it. I think even the battle system, I think it's pretty complex. There's a lot of depth to it, but like, bro, just not having some of the essential things that we kind of take for granted in training mode. I mean, fighting games is like super cringe. Yeah, so this is usually my go-to, right? Like, I'll just guard and now perception. Yeah, so this is usually my go-to, right? Because like if people are gonna take the risk and they're gonna use all that key, like I just like guard and then perception. But you have to like time the guard so you actually turn around. Yeah, and then you get a combo after that perception, right? Let me see what else works. Oh, that might actually work if I just like dodge to the side. And at least we're even too. I could try Vanish too. Oh, I guess that could work. Yeah. Key blast? Does key blast actually work here? No, I just tried it. Key blast doesn't work, bro. Yeah, no, don't key blast. I do not think key blast is the way here. Yeah, so anytime you get that key, it means you're timing it wrong. Yeah, see, I tried sidestep there too. Yeah, so I think it's either sidestep or just guard. Guard and perception. All right, so tip number 7 is going to be switch often. So look at Kefla, right? Whenever you see this yellow symbol, you can switch your character, right? And I think swapping really early in team battles is really important because if you swap, right, this actual swap is like, it's basically instant, right? You can do it during combos, you can just do it like even on defense, and there's really low risk to it, and you can kind of swap back, right? And if you just wait, let's just wait for like 20 seconds.
You should tell them that if you raw tag, you're in end lag. You can't just switch in front of people.
Wait, what?
If you raw tag, you're in end lag for like a second or two. Like
no, it's instant. It's instant.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Try to punish my raw tag. Give me like hit me a little bit. Hit me like 1 health life bar. Yeah. I'm a like just tag in your face and then just try to like mash square. Okay.
Oh, it is instant.
It's literally instant. It's literally instant. And you see how much health I recovered there? So like, because it's basically instant, it's basically a resource. You want to maximize this resource by constantly switching. It's actually insanely good. And that's why a lot of teams with like more than a few characters, I think are going to be the meta because you can just always switch over and over because you're just basically getting free health. Do you get more health the longer the character's out? How does it work?
That I don't know. I have zero clue because we can't see the health, like tag games.
What's wrong?
So I got like a half a bar swapping back here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, swapping really good. But yeah, I think it's the longer the character's out. Tip number 8 is vanish a lot. So anytime the opponent's attacking you, the most common thing is people just mash R1. And like, yeah, this will sometimes work. Yeah, I didn't get it there. But what you actually want to do is you want to be able to time the R1. So basically anytime you see these like orange explosions, if you time R1 correctly, you'll be able to vanish. Literally just match square. And see, I can react to the flash and then press R1. And this is something like you can just test out in training mode yourself, or as you play online, like try to time it as opposed to mashing. Because if you mash, it'll kind of like lock you out and you won't be able to get as consistently. So try to like time R1 anytime you see yourself getting hit. Yeah, see, so you can actually vanish out combos like pretty early on these like teleportation hits. So tip number 9 is all about the character you pick. Now, I don't want to be usually I'm the kind of person that says, pick who you like. It really doesn't matter who you play when you start out, but these arena games are freaking cheap. I don't know what to tell you, but the actual character you pick really matters a lot. So let me put it this way. Pick who you want. This game's designed to be fun. I'm not encouraging anyone to tier horde because you can basically play whoever, you can still get really good at the game. But if you want to win as fast as possible, picking a strong character is recommended. So there's kind of 2 modes online, right? DP mode. So if you go on the ranked, right? There's DP battle, which means you can kind of like, you basically pick a team that's worth up to 15 points. So this is one of the teams I've been playing. I've also been playing this team with Roshi as well, with base Kefla. But there's a few things that I think are gonna be meta. And this is just kind of like a hot take. Obviously, try to use up all 15 points, right? I've actually ran, probably like 20% of the people I ran to in low ranks did not use up all 15 points. Please use up all 15. Now, more characters are, some of these 2 costs and 3 costs are actually really, really strong. So like a team that has like, yeah. So I think this team is pretty strong because one, these characters can power up, and I think being able to power up gives you more of a benefit to your team, because like Super Meter is really easy to acquire, right? It also unlocks Super Vegito, who has After Image Strike, and I think After Image Strike is one of the strongest moves. Basically, you just pop it once you have 3 meter, and you get like a free auto vanish for 15 seconds. It's crazy good if you're trying to start out, and a lot of the low cost characters have it. So a lot of the people have been running characters like Pan, who has After Image Strike. They run Roshi, who has After Image Strike. They also have Jees with Explosive Wave. Explosive Wave is like a really good defensive one. The Yajirobe, also a very strong character because you have Sensu Bean, which basically lets you stall out the matches. I also think Kefla is really strong, or Kefla or some of these characters that have like a really fast way to get into sparking and then a way to get user super, I think are also really strong, and that's why I run Kefla. So obviously the game's still early. There's gonna be a lot of different characters that are strong, different that are weak. I don't really know who's strong, who's weak yet. That's just my take, but there are certain characters that are gonna be better than others. So don't be afraid to use those characters. And then solo battle, it's a lot easier. Basically, you just pick the characters that have like a high DP, because like the higher DP they have, like the more health, the more damage they do. So a character like Beerus or Whis is going to be better in a solo battle compared to, I don't know, someone like Ginyu, right? Because they just have more health, more damage. So if you're playing solo, pick a high cost character, and that's pretty much it. Maybe eventually I'll do a video on like the meta as the meta evolves, because I think people are going to keep finding cheaper and cheaper stuff as the game goes on. And I'd say the last tip number 10, is it's all about mindset, right? I think arena fighters in general, especially if you're coming from a classic fighting game, it's really easy to say, bro, this game is so scrubby. This game's just for masters. This is just a party game. Like, man, screw this game. I'm losing to 12-year-old kids that are just mashing square. They're literally doing this with the controller. But really, at a high level, this game has a ton of depth. And I probably rolled 95% of the people I play against, but there's like a couple people I've played that are like even higher than me, right? Where they've probably played BT3, they've probably played the old game so much that they can like transfer the legacy skill, and the like skill gap is very evident. Try to think of this game like anything else you're trying to get at, that like it's something that you can actively get better at. To me, this game is very timing based, so that like for example, the better you time your Z counters, the better you time your vanishes, the better you're gonna be. So like try to approach it with like a game that has lots of depth, and I think you'll do really well. Yeah, I understand that while this game at like a very surface level can seem really scrubby, at like once you get in depth and once you understand the mechanics, it actually has a lot of depth that you can kind of exploit and use to your advantage, right? When I'm playing like a lower level player, most of the time it just comes down to they're doing the wrong moves, right? They're either doing like the wrong combos, they're not hit confirming, they're not doing some of the stuff that we talked about in this guide. If like someone's not using perception, all right, I'm like, that's a free win, right? A lot of it comes down to strategy, and then once like we're kind of on the same strategy wavelength, it usually comes down to like mind games and like, can I predict what they're gonna do? Can I time my things better than they can time? That sort of thing. So definitely has a lot of depth to it, and there's a lot that we didn't even talk about in this guide. I kind of just went over the most important things, and the other thing is have fun. You're right, this game's really cool, this game's fun, this game's designed to have fun, and you know, if you kind of like stress yourself out playing, or like, you know, you're not enjoying the game, you're gonna find it really hard to improve. So make sure you're having fun, making sure you're doing the things you want to do. If you don't like solo mode, don't play solo mode. It's that simple. If you just want to lab combos, just lab combos. Don't overthink it. That's pretty much it. I don't know if I'll do another one of these guides, but I will make a couple more sparking videos when there's tournaments and that sort of thing. And maybe if this guide does well, I'll make another guide, maybe more advanced guide in the future. So if you want to see that, like, share, subscribe to the video, especially if you are interested in more traditional fighting games. That's kind of where I focus on. But my journey through anime fighters has been really fun so far, so I think I'll stick with it. Anyways, take care, y'all, and peace.